Radio Irish, that's what you're listening to. Seán McCarthy here. Delighted today to be speaking with super talented entertainer and actress, the singer-songwriter Tamara Bubble. Hashtag Bubble on Deck. How are you, Tamara?
Hey, Seán, how are you? Bubble on Deck.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. It's a thrill to finally have you here on Radio Irish. Now, you're from Brooklyn, New York, Tamara, so you're the real deal, a native New Yorker. Tell me a little about your upbringing, Tamara. How did music bubble up in your veins, so to speak? Was there a family member who influenced your early introduction to a passion for music?
Definitely. Well, I grew up singing in church. I have a gospel background. I've been singing my whole life in church. Just kind of ever since I was able to talk and remember the lyrics. I just remember being on the church choir. But I was really quiet and reserved. So I never really thought I'd be doing music as a career. But I have a family of singers in church. My aunts, my mother, my grandmother, all my mother's side. There are a lot of musicians even too that play instruments. And so I actually never really thought I'd be doing music as a career, until maybe about 6 years ago. I was at a photo shoot, because I was actually more so interested in modeling and acting at the time. And I was at a photo shoot, getting my portfolio done, so it was a very long shoot. At the shoot, they introduced me to a producer. He's like, "Oh, okay, I heard you could sing. Let me hear something." And I sung for him. I sung a gospel verse, and he was like, "Okay, you can blow, but do you songwrite?" And I looked at him and I said, "I do now." And I went home after that photo shoot. I wrote 10 songs in 2 hours. I've been hooked ever since. It was the songwriting.
Well, you have gone on to deliver the ultimate blend of pop, R&B, jazz, soul and hip-hop, music that defies genre. If you had to choose one genre above all others, Tamara, to record and perform, which would it be and why?
Don't make me choose. I would plead that you wouldn't make me choose, because I really do listen to so many genres of music and I blend them, so it would be almost impossible. Because on some songs I'll sing, rap, and scat on one song. So if I picked one genre, I would be lost. I would be a lost cause. I couldn't fully express myself, because I actually choose the genres depending on the mood that I'm in. So if I'm angry, 9 times out of 10 I want to rap. Or unless it's a heartbreak song, and then there's anger coming out of that. But if I'm feeling sassy or sexy, then I'll probably do jazz, or I'll probably do a playful song. So the production and the genres kind of dictate or are developed by my mood. I'm always writing material, so there's always new songs in my head. But once I go to the studio, it's kind of when I decide what genre it's going to be, what mood I'm in, and how I'm going to deliver it. So don't make me choose.
Now, your voice is not only spectacular but also highly versatile, Tamara, and you deliver your vocals with raw, heartfelt emotion. Hits like I'm You, Just Say No, and the sensual, sexy Towel Boy from your new 6-track EP Living It Up, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. If you had to describe what it's like to sing, Tamara, how would you paint it? What does singing satisfy in you?
It's really just an expression of my emotion. Like I said, when I songwrite, that's kind of what's on my mind. But when I sing it, it's kind of delivering it from my heart. So if it's a sad song and I wrote it, I was feeling bad at the time. But when I'm delivering it, it usually will either make me cry or make me happy, or make me want to dance, or make me want to, whatever that emotion is I'm trying to express. So really, the singing and the rapping is just delivering whatever was on my mind in the physical form, in the form of emotion.
Now, your music production and arrangement is breathtaking. Who is producing your music, Tamara, and how involved are you personally in its production?
I will definitely want to give a shout out to Crazy Figs. He is my go-to producer and has produced the last 2 projects that I released, actually. And he's actually produced the current EP, or future EP, I should say, that I'm going to be promoting later on next year. But I'm very involved. I am with it. In terms of the instruments, I don't actually play instruments. But what I'll do is I'll go to the studio and I'll sing him the melody of the song, or I'll sing him the verse that I'm going to rap, and he will craft, he'll customize a production for me, based on what genres I tell him I want to be in. and how I want it to sound. So I'll just give him the, hey, I want it in this and this, or I'm going to do R&B, hip hop blend, or I'm going to do jazz, or I'm going to do, and I'll tell him that, and he literally 5 minutes later he has the production. And of course we tweak it as I add on the bridge and the chorus and all that good stuff. But he's amazing. So shout out to him.
Well, you've said that being out and about around people on the streets of New York inspires you to write songs where if you witness something like a lady crying, an entire song can come to you, verse, refrain and chorus, and you'll whip out your handheld device and record a sketch of a new song right there and then. What happens after that, Tamara? How do you decide what songs to go ahead with and eventually record?
Very good question. I think it just kind of goes by sometimes what's going on in the news. I'll have songs written, and then something will happen in the news that will just be out of this world that I never even expected to really happen on a global scale, or something that catches national attention, and then I'll stop what I'm currently promoting and just go ahead and put that out, because that's actually what happened with I'm You. There was a lot of cases of police brutality and black and brown boys being killed by the police, and I wanted to write something about that. I had the song written. And then I waited, and then another murder happened, and so I released the song, and then another one happened, so I shot the video, and then another one happened, and I released the video. So it was kind of like something that just kept compelling me to go ahead and release that music. So sometimes it really depends on current events that's going on, or even my own personal circumstances, or if I see with Living It Up, that song, there were a lot of people when I would go to clubs and dance, I would see a lot of people standing around looking at their phone, and they were not having fun. And I got annoyed by it because couldn't figure out why you would go to a club and pay money and go get ready and get a nice outfit and get your hair done, get your makeup done, and then not have fun. You would just be watching everybody else. And so sometimes things that's going on around me, my personal life, my family, my friends, or whatever, then I'll release a song because I want them to hear it without me having to directly tell them.
Well, you are currently making a big impact on radio with your new song Towel Boy. You're also enjoying a major break with the release of the song's official video. Indeed, Shake Shoes, a retail and online seller of brand name fashion and athletic shoes, selected to feature your Towel Boy video in all 140 stores nationwide. Close to 140 Shake Shoe stores are spread throughout 10 states, including California, Texas, Arizona and Illinois. So major exposure there. Did you happen to see your own video playing in any of the stores, Tamara? And if so, what did that feel like? How was the feedback?
I didn't get a chance to, because I was actually on the East Coast, and a lot of the stores are West Coast. I actually did a Periscope thing where I was telling my fans, if you guys are in those states, go and watch the video and tape it for me, and I would send them a prize package. But I didn't get one back yet, so I haven't seen it yet. But I just felt good just knowing that somebody somewhere is seeing it, and we're just gonna keep working to get it on there again. If they feature me once, and I can submit another video and get it on there, and eventually I'll be over there performing, so I'll see it myself.
Well, being an actress as well as a singer-songwriter, you are the creator and host of You Gone Get Got, a TV show that exposes scammers in the entertainment business. You're also the Underground Music Award, the UMA's nominee for Female Rapper of the Year for the second year in a row, and your Living It Up song was selected for placement in the Forgiving Chris Brown film that recently premiered at the 2015 Urban World Film Festival in Times Square here in New York City. Your music, Tamara, has charted on the independent radio charts and the top 200. You're also a 6-time All-Star Award nominee and winner of the Album of the Year for your new EP, Living It Up. Tell me, Tamara, what does it feel like to be suddenly at the centre of all this attention and being in such demand? Because you've been at this for a while now, haven't you? Creating music videos and bringing your songs to a YouTube audience.
Yes. It feels amazing. I know what it took to get to this point, and I still feel like I have a long ways to go. But the reward is definitely surfacing now. And so, it just motivates me to continue, take more stake in the game, put my foot down, make my mark, as you would say. So I'm just going to keep on working because I know, there's a lot more to go, and I'm definitely blessed to have gotten this far and not given up. So
Well, you are currently promoting your Towel Boy single off your Living It Up EP and will be doing several up-and-coming shows in California, New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia and Florida as you set off on tour. Do you enjoy performing live, Tamara? And what is it about live performance that you get a kick out of most?
Yeah, man, I think performing live might be the highlight of being an entertainer. And I just love meeting new people. Like, I like being around people. I'm a very bubbly person. Like, I always like to laugh and smile and be around people. But the performance is, like, I get that energy back. So when I write a song, that, like I said, that's what's going on in my head. When I deliver the song, that's kind of the emotions I'm feeling, what's in my heart. But when I perform the song, I get to see people receive that and how that affects them. And, like, that is priceless. Like, you can't take that energy back. You can't get that energy is priceless. Like just seeing a crowd react to your stuff, and even a crowd that has never seen you perform before. Like when I do new cities, it's amazing because they've never heard my music before. Like that touches me the most. That like you don't even know, you didn't even know who I was before tonight, and I've completely introduced you to some music that may affect your life, and that is beyond dope to me. So I love performing. Yes.
Well, I love some of your early rap videos, Tamara, which we can see on YouTube, where we can get a sense of your early music and its growth to what it is now, which is highly polished production. How has the journey been to date, Tamara? Did you ever doubt that you would make it this far?
I think I never doubted that I would make it this far because when I started, I never planned on giving up. Like, I would be disappointed when things wouldn't go the way I wanted, or like a show would get canceled, or, you know, something that was supposed to go down didn't happen. It would make me sad, of course. It would affect me, but I never felt like, I just knew that, okay, I got to start over. Or, okay, I can't work with this person. Oh, okay, that person's a scammer. And it was just like, kind of like, okay, so now I know who not to deal with. When you first start off, you're kind of wobbling. Like, it's almost like riding a bike. You start off wobbling, you might fall, get back up, get back on it, and you're wobbling still, and you're pedaling slow. And then once you get the hang of it, when you realize how you're supposed to ride it, you kind of go straight, and it kind of moves quicker. Then you can pick up speed and like kind of take off at that point. So I feel like that's what I was doing for a while, like wobbling on the bike until I figured out who to deal with, who not to deal with. And then even in terms of like the production quality and everything, I wanted the quality better. So when I would hear something and that mix wasn't where I wanted it, I knew I needed to work with somebody else. And so it was just kind of a process of elimination until it got to the quality that I felt like I wanted the quality that you wouldn't say, oh, she's an indie artist. You would still, regardless of whether I'm signed to a major label or not, you would still know that this is quality music. You would still feel that, oh, she's a superstar. So I wanted that quality. And I just kept going until I got it.
Well, you have appeared in the Boston Globe on NBC TV, and you have opened for some major acts, including Lil Mo, Joel Ortiz, Cassidy, Snooty Wild, Yo Gotti, Young Thug, and more, as well as performing at the A3C Hip Hop Festival, iMusic Festival, Southport Spring Festival, and at the renowned Apollo Theatre. What was the occasion at the Apollo, Tamara, and what was that like to perform at such a distinguished venue?
Yeah, oh man. It was actually for a showcase. It wasn't even for like the TV show. It was just for a showcase, but it was packed. And I remember going out on stage and there were so many people I couldn't see humans, like I couldn't make out their faces past the third row. But I just knew all those people was there. So then my focus was, okay, I already know I have to perform. I don't want to trip or fall while I'm on stage. But it was amazing, and they embraced me, and I had a great time that night too. So.
Well, you have just released your widely anticipated album, I understand, Tamara, which is available on your own website, tamarabubble.com, I believe?
It's called Proceed with Caution. So it's an exclusive project to tamarabubble.com. It's available exclusively on my official website and at my live shows, of course, in CD form or USB form. As an independent artist, I always felt like we were so dependent. Like, they tell you, oh, you need to sign up on all these social media accounts. You need to have a Twitter. You need to have a Facebook. You need to have an Instagram. You need to have this. You need to have that. And then all it does is draw attention to their platform and kind of away from you. Almost to the point where I know a lot of artists, fellow people in the industry, that they don't feel like they need an official website because they're already on all these social networks and they already have to keep up with all their fans on all these networks. So it's like, why do I have my own personal website? But I have my website and I've had it for years, and I want people to engage on that platform. So we stripped down the website and we like rebuilt it back up and made it more interactive. So like people can leave the music reviews on my site. Like you don't have to buy, like you can buy my music on my site. You don't have to buy it on iTunes. You can leave reviews on my site. If you have questions for me, you can ask me directly on my site. It's a hashtag Ask the Bubble. There's a section on there. So it's a way to be more interactive, but then also I wanted content similar to like, you see how Jay-Z, okay, a major artist, he bought Tidal, and he has exclusive content on there that you can only get on that platform. Why don't independent artists have that? So I wanted that, and so I'm going to always have something exclusive that my fans can enjoy on my platform. And so that's why I went ahead and released the album already. It's called Proceed with Caution. There's no previews. I think people that are comfortable and already know my sound and my style and my versatility know they're going to get a quality product. So I don't mind not giving a preview. I want you to download and press play at your own risk and just know that it's Bubble on Deck.
Now, you're highly active on social media also, and we get to enjoy your Facebook posts, your tweets, videos, and a whole range of online output. How important is all of that to you, Tamara? Do you enjoy being in touch with your fans?
I do. Actually, it's a part of me. If I get good news, I want to share it with my fans. I want them to know, hey, I'm on this, I'm on that. So I'm kind of updating them, but at the same time, they can ask questions and stuff online. So I don't mind it. It does take a lot of time, like especially to try to answer, every message or every comment. But I try to, like when it's downtime, like when I'm, before I get on the flight or whatever, if I have like free time or whatever, then that's when I definitely go hop online and answer as many questions as possible, because you never know if that response might have an impact on somebody, or they're happy to hear from me if they're thinking that, oh, she's probably not going to respond. I'm not that type of person. And if I have time, I'm definitely going to reach back, especially to the supporters, the ones that are always there and supporting and buying my music and at my shows. I love it. I love thanking them for their support, because I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So.
Indeed, you've just returned from attending the DJ conference. How was that?
It went well. It was really, really good. And like so many DJs was there. Like there was literally hundreds of DJs. And my set was really dope. And so they all wanted like the music and everything. So I think that may make a big impact. Like with all those DJs that once playing my music, like DJs that I've never heard of, and they're really big ones too. So I'm excited about that.
Well, we can purchase your music online from your official website, tamarabubble.com. Hashtag Bubble on Deck. And all major digital retailers, including iTunes and Amazon. Your new single is available on Airplay Direct at airplaydirect.com/Tamara Bubble to radio programmers worldwide. And let me encourage all my radio industry colleagues at home and abroad to playlist Tamara Bubble's new single, Tower Boy. And let me encourage all my radio industry colleagues to playlist Tamara's brilliant music. I also want to wish you the very best, Tamara, in all that you achieve. You're always welcome here on Radio Irish, and thank you for joining me here on Radio Irish today, Tamara.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. I really appreciate it. Bubble on Deck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Tamara Bubble, ladies and gentlemen. And you can visit Tamara at tamarabubble.com. Hashtag Bubble on Deck.
Live from New York City, radioirish.com.
Seán McCarthy.